So today I'm going to be showing you how to craft some nice Cyclone rings. It's going to be something similar to this. It's going to be a little bit lower quality than either of these because the steel ring base is like 15x to 30x just on its own. But it's going to be something similar to this, a little bit less quality than these. Anyway, so you start off with the Alrion's prefix. You get this from a divination card, which means that they're always going to be item level 85. You want to choose one with a nice base. Probably not a gold ring, unset ring, moonstone ring. Those are kind of garbo. Iron ring is okay. Resistance base is probably even better. And then because you can't get the Elrion prefix in the crafting emulator, I'm just going to roll mana instead. It will end up not mattering. So once you have your base, which is something that you can buy, just like this, I'm going to link this trade search in the description. You have to slam it with a regal. If you're using an expensive base, you can use beasts to imprint the magic item before you regal, and I would highly recommend that if your base costs more than an imprint beast. If you roll int, you should probably keep it. But for the purposes of this, we're just going to try to annul off of the intelligence. If you break your base, you break your base. If your base is expensive and you break your base, use the imprint to go back. So we hit it, and that, you can see that's a 50-50 to hit that. And then we slam on a multi-mod, and then we craft on life, craft on the highest tier because you're going to be keeping this. Sick, hit a 55. And then fizz 2 attacks, also the highest tier because we're going to be keeping this. And then once you have these, so at this point you're going to catalyst it up with imbued catalysts. This is going to increase the likelihood of you hitting a caster modifier, and because the vulnerability on hit curse is a caster modifier, it'll increase that. Oh, sick. Maximum value. And then you hit it with a Warlord Exalted Orb. And if you hit damage with bleeding, bleeding duration, that's totally fine because a lot of people are going to be using these for bleed Cyclone builds. Now, if you hit one of these two, you can catalyst it back up and then aug influence, and then you'll probably hit the other one of these two. But there's a good chance that you hit the vulnerability on hit, which is incredibly valuable, and you have something similar to this. So let's do that. Catalyze, imbued catalyst, and harvest, augment, influence. And global crit multi is not the worst thing in the world. So at this point, if you have balls of steel, you can try to annul off the multi-mod, and then once you've done that, you can aug influence again, and you're guaranteed one of the two curses. So we don't even need to catalyze at this point. And hopefully the game rewards you with vulnerability and not flammability. And there we go. So that's a fucking ring for you. Remember, again, this maximum mana thing is not actually mana, it's just this mana cost of skills. Craft of Exile just doesn't have that role because it's a divination card exclusive legacy role. Anyway, so that's a fucking Cyclone ring.